number one versus number one. The record executive had an extensive in-chamber conference, and I guess coming out of that, there's a couple of things. First of all, my understanding is that now all of the buildings in Arbor 1, Arbor 1 West have been read. In essence, what that basically means is that all of those individuals need not those for years. So that became first, or once at least sent to the court, that became the first issue, trying to figure out who has not been relocated. I want to hear from the tenants. I want to hear from the city of United States, or the city of Flint building official, but we've got to deal with that immediate problem. Um, there are then two individuals, Miss Llewellyn and then Grove, who we sent questions to, and I disclosed to the council, basically asking who they would testify before the court. The other issue becoming whether or not they have been relocated. Again, I think the second thing is brought some both court thing. Ms. Grove, can you hear me?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You had indicated via the chat feature that you were at 3 different hotels.
Yes. So, 2 weeks ago, they were going to fix our bathroom, and so they moved us into a hotel for a week. And then when we were supposed to be coming home, they give us another confirmation for another hotel because they had not started when they were supposed to, which was supposed to be on that Monday. They didn't go through that whole week. They waited until, I think it was Friday, perhaps, to actually start doing the work. And then, so from that Friday, Saturday to the next week, we stayed in a hotel. And then last week, we finally just came back because my son has to go to school. And we weren't able to go from, that part of Canton or that part of Ipsy directly to his school.
Oh,
And then they said, "Oh, I'm missing a step before. I'm so sorry." There was a
Notice how Ms. Grove's story isn't just about inconvenience. It highlights a key legal problem: the city's failure to coordinate timely relocations. Courts often rely on these testimonies to gauge if housing authorities are meeting minimum safety and habitability standards. And yes, it's as messy as it sounds.
4th hotel book for last week for them to fix what they did wrong. But my partner did say, can you guys reschedule or something? We really can't do this right now. So there was a 4th.
okay. Thank you. Is it Gamble? You have also not been relocated. She was mine. That's it. Why don't you come up to the podium? Second before I get you. Miss Grove, I have one other question for you.
Yes, Your Honor.
When you were talking about your kids, how many kids are you talking about that you have to try to get to school?
One that I have to get to school, and one is 3 and not there yet.
Gotcha. So you have one that there's the issue regarding schooling.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm sorry, I just wanted to make sure you did that. Sorry. Oh, well, thank you. It's nice. You need to tell these people that. Say, yeah, that's it. All right. You haven't been relocated. Has there been an offer to relocate you?
Yes, the next offer to remote, yes, relocate. The day that she has me, I have to be 5 days, I have to talk something across the line, but she actually on the day, I don't know if they came out of series, but the day that I see her, she has broken. So,
Let me ask you this. How many people are in your unit? Just you.
Oh.
There you go. That means there's
Yeah.
So, would you like to be, well, you have to be, which is the real issue.
So had I been relocated to a hotel where actually played that would be an hour to back Saturday, so I was back to the car. Because I got my attack on my license.
Okay, so, say that to me. I want to make sure I'm understanding.
Okay. They usually actually, well, I'm clear to that following week is last or today, I'm not the exact. She told me that she would give so you go and take the office. So, had I been in the hotel for my car? Okay.
Okay, so let me ask you this. If the issue wasn't resolved by the 15th, what you had to come back. So nobody told you what would happen on the 15th?
So I just assumed that the hotel be house.
Right. Right. Pardon? Gotcha. That's okay. Oh, okay. She just didn't, you heard the last part. She indicated on the 15th, she believed she had to come back because there's nothing that tells her anything different. All right. Well, she was not wrong. Yeah, they did, but she would have to come back on the 15th.
No, she doesn't be at a hotel. She would go home to the hotel and just went one hour around school. And watch her finally show up well. In college, got market, University of Chicago. She was nowhere else to be at home.
You don't know. So where do you want?
I don't want to be.
I know. Stupid. So here's also part of my concern. As it stands right now, these individuals being relocated to hotels, they can't go back or aren't supposed to be going. So, I mean, what is the longer term solution? Not all
Here's a classic example of a temporary fix clashing with long-term legal obligations. The judge emphasizes that it's not enough to just get people out of condemned units. You can't just toss someone into a hotel indefinitely. There's a real legal line between emergency relocation and proper, code-compliant housing.
Oh, no, it's okay. All right. So, Miss Llewellyn, you have already moved. Is that correct? You just muted yourself.
Okay, yes, correct.
Okay. So you already have another unit.
I moved out. I'm not dealing with them at all. I moved to a whole
Say that to
different
me
concept.
again.
I moved to a whole different concept. Not with them.
Got it. Okay.
Due
All
to
right.
black men uncomfortable in my home with the maintenance people just entering my unit.
Okay. All right. The individuals that are in back, who are in that. Okay. Ms. Reed. All right. Come on out. No, you can. No, I'll make you guys share the podium.
I have a question.
Hold on, Miss Willow. Hello, what's your name? Okay. And so, have you been relocated? Where to? Okay. All right. You said you wanted to tell me about.
She don't have no heat since day one. And her feeling has you tell us in long time. She's telling us raising the hotel in our so
Ooh, all right. And all of that's correct. So, the unit that you were relocated to, ceiling fell in?
no yes. And yeah. And you say like a slow walk, slow walk, slow walk.
Hold on. That was the new unit that you were.
So you know her,
So, where are you now? You're in a hotel.
well, I just work on my mom's house thing. I was just they were on Friday on Thursday. Yeah, I go
What's your name?
isn't it?
What's the last name? Is there a case pending, sir? If not, what did you want to? Why don't you come on up? Just squeeze you out. Can you spell your name, please? And what did you want to tell the court? Although I don't please before we go. Yeah. Right. What was your lessons? Hold on. The gentleman intending to file a affirmative claim.
We just want to go on and take one.
Yeah. Okay. Um, okay. I got family, more people, and maybe out. Yeah, just one.
Right, there was one more trip who had to need to keep a fine museum. So that I because she had not yet before.
Jayla Evans. And Mr. Friedman, do you know anything about Miss Evans? So Miss Llewellyn is taking care of hers now. Miss Llewellyn, have you guys talked to her?
Yes, we have this new book of bullshit.
Okay. Well, I'll deal with that some other time. She's in that process. And has anything affirmatively been filed by this chief? But in terms of counter complaint or anything else in the Grove matter, did they? Okay. Mr. Friedman, was there anything else that you wanted? Okay. I, I frankly thought this wouldn't have to be said, but when I listen to this read, when I say relocation, that's into a place that at minimum complies with the Michigan health and safety codes. You can't relocate somebody to a place they can't live. I mean, just, yes, ma'am.
As far as relocation, that you are telling you, stretching one, they, such as, if you understand.
Yeah, no, I get you. And and let me just explain to you. So for the cases that are before me, my primary objective, while having a different one when I walked in, right? But now looking at everything, realizing that all the buildings are correct, my primary objective is we need to get the individuals out. That really is it. But when I listen to Treed, problem is, yeah, I gotta get you out, but I gotta get you out in a place that just meets the minimal requirements for health and safety. I mean, you can't. I could get you all out of it and put you in a parking lot. I mean, but that's not what we're supposed to do.
Bam! Here's the judicial hammer. You can't just move someone into a place that's unlivable. It might sound obvious, but in housing law, this is huge. Courts are legally obligated to ensure relocations meet state and local codes, protecting tenants from unsafe conditions. That's the law, and it's being spelled out crystal clear.
We do it. So, here's what the court's going to order. And I'm just going to specify my order a little bit more clearly. And that is to say, the tenant reserve subject to this court jurisdiction are to be relocated to units or places that meet Ypsilanti housing code and state of Michigan housing code. Because I've heard from them today, I'm going to indicate that do you have children that you're trying to deal with or no? Oh. So there's 3 of you. Is that just no? There's 4. So for you, we hear you, and I wanted to hear from you because now they are at least placed on some notice. I have to have a case before I can rule specifically on your case. And it's just you, right? Not mine. You and the dog. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put it. It's an awful way. And I know my mama raised me better than that. It's just you. So here's what I'm going to order. That Miss Reed is to be relocated according to the court's new order. She doesn't have to resign, but they need to find some other unit or some other place for her to reside. Meets Ypsilanti State. Scamble, same thing. She's to relocate to a place with looking more toward permanency of residency, but it has to comply with Michigan State Code and Ypsilanti Code or the jurisdiction in which the unit resides. So that probably also should be part. And I'm also going to order for the individuals in the advance better, just Grove and Vance and Grove, that they are to be relocated to a suitable residence, with keeping in mind to cause the least disruption to the family. We cannot have these relocations that are lasting at these hotels, particularly for families that are lasting a period in time without them having notification of renewal, so that they can stay there. So what I'm also going to order is that individuals that are relocated to a hotel, they're to be notified not less than 3 days prior to the expiration of the stay, that they are going to be able to continue to stay at that location. The intent is you just can't come in there and, like most people say, well, out on the 15th, I can come back. Or like Groves, where they're bouncing around, and we all of a sudden end up in these years.
This is a small but game-changing detail. 3-day notice before hotel stays expire. It may seem minor, but think about it. Without notice, families could be forced back into condemned buildings overnight. This is procedural justice meeting real-world impact.
Sir, I will given a general order, it really doesn't necessarily apply to you, but if once I have a case in front of me, my intent is that you have this, and go immediately to a suitable location. And as to Ms. Evans, who is not here, but I've heard from council representative, she is also relocated. Do you know how many? Okay. And she is to be relocated in court. So those are specific relocations that need to take place. To relocate, all of these individuals can be relocated by Friday, 5 o'clock.
Your Honor, please look in here.
Go ahead.
Please reimburse your fee or
Mr. Friedman? Yes. So, ma'am, do you have your cost of staying at the hotel? Okay. Got it. Okay. So I want a copy of your out-of-pocket expenses. I need you to submit a copy to the court. I need you also to submit a copy to, are you representing her or not? Okay. Get that bill to legal services, or that bill, so the court wants a copy. They want a copy. I also say you get one for Mr. Friedman, but what I'm going to let happen is you get that to legal services, and I'm going to order as part of the order, if you would, Ms. Kim, on there to reimburse for her out-of-pocket expenses. Okay. All right. Was there anything else? Yes, Mr. McGraw. Do you know about that, counsel?
Yes, so the party so
The 15th of this month, tomorrow? Okay, well, is his unit going to be extended? I mean, what's going to happen with him? You're in the hotel room now. All right, it will be extended. So, all right. Was there anything else from anyone?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, go ahead, Ms. Girl.
I apologize for intruding. I do have one question that my partner wanted me to really make sure that I asked. Because we were in the hotel for so long, obviously with two kids and the two of us, our groceries went exponentially high. Is there any kind of reimbursement for that or per diem?
Um, ma'am, yeah, I understand what you're saying, and I'm not going to at this point order anything regarding it, ma'am. Um, what I will do is I'm going to, unless there's an objection from council, I am going to check, see if there are resources within the county may be able to assist individuals in this way, but I don't know at this point. Okay, ma'am.
No problem. Thank you, Your Honor.
I do hear you, and I understand that, and that was something that was while we were not talking was brought up regarding food costs, regarding also just trying to get kids back and forth from school and just additional travel costs, and where are the resources to help folks regarding that. So it was brought up. I'm just not prepared to rule on that.
Totally understand, Your Honor.
All right.
I have
Yes, Miss Llewellyn, you had something else to say?
yes, it was multiple reasons why I moved out, but my main question is my lease was up yesterday. How we go about that?
I'm sorry, your lease was up?
Yesterday.
Yes, I know. Okay, I think you had mentioned that to us.
Yeah.
So what's your question to me?
Is possible I can break my lease because I don't have a lease anymore. How do I go about breaking it and money that I put in escrow on my own?
All right, there would have to be. Would you put money in escrow where?
At your courthouse in November.
At the courthouse.
Before you do the court.
Okay, there'll have
Yeah.
to be a specific. Okay, that would have to be specifically addressed by me if you were seeking return of that. And we did discuss that in the parameters of that. Man, when you moved in, did you pay a security deposit?
I did.
Okay, and how much was that security?
Now we pivot from emergency housing to money matters. Security deposits, escrow, lease breaks. It's a maze. Judges have to balance legal technicalities with fairness for tenants who've already endured months of disruption. If you've ever tried to navigate this kind of bureaucracy, you know it's a headache, and the audience can feel that frustration right along with them.